Biden's running mate Kamala Harris has a history of mass incarceration, just as Biden does. These were negative policies and actions that led to the mass incarcerations.
Last week, your running mate, Senator Harris, said that the officer who shot Jacob Blake, based on what she has seen, should be charged. Do you agree with her, and do you also believe the same for the officers who were involved in the death of Breonna Taylor?
I think we should let the judicial system work its way. I do think there's a minimum need to be charged, the officers, and as well as Breonna Taylor.
Officers conducting a drug raid burst into Taylor's home and shot her 8 times.
Breonna Taylor's sister, Janiyah Palmer, posted this neighbor's video on social media Wednesday night. In it, police are seen in front of the apartment building where Taylor and her boyfriend Kenneth Walker lived. Police are pointing guns and shouting commands at Walker, who they later arrested.
Turn around, face away! Turn around, face away!
You can hear Kenny saying, my girlfriend's in there, she's been shot, and their main concern was not my sister.
Just minutes before, Louisville officers executed a no-knock search warrant at Taylor's home as part of a drug investigation. But attorneys for Taylor's family say no drugs were ever found. In newly released audio of Kenneth Walker's interview with Louisville police, Walker says he and Taylor were in bed the night of March 13th when they heard someone banging on the door.
She's like, "Who is it?" loud at the top of her lungs. No response.
Louisville police say officers did knock and identified themselves, but Taylor's family attorney, Ben Crump, says that's not true.
I do think there's a minimum need to be charged, the officers, and as well as Breonna Taylor.
Kamala has a history of dirty actions that have kept people behind bars for nonviolent offenses, some even being innocent of the crimes they were accused of. Bernie Sanders most certainly would have won in 2016.
Our great nation is now living in an unprecedented moment. We're facing the worst public health crisis in 100 years and the worst economic collapse since the Great Depression. We are confronting systemic racism and the enormous threat to our planet of climate change. In response to the unprecedented crises we face, we need an unprecedented response, a movement like never before of people who are prepared to stand up and fight for democracy and decency and against greed, oligarchy, and bigotry.
Had he done so, we would have a great change in the United States with the legalization of cannabis marijuana. A Bernie Sanders presidency would have seen people released for nonviolent marijuana-related charges. It would be an America with Medicare for all and policies that defund a bloated military to redirect those funds to serve the people's needs, rather than the military-industrial complex and corporate greed.